Hey everyone, welcome back to Gunner Reviews. Today is the day for a 1 month later review of the Felo Ergonic K. I like to come back and kind of review these tools after I do my initial unboxing and kind of my initial thoughts, and just share kind of some of the things I've found on the job, whether I get some pros, whether I get some cons. I'd like to lay it all out for you guys and let you know what I think. Again, Felo Ergonic K, let's get on into it. Alright, so we're just going to get back into it. I am going to pull it out of the box again just for fun. Not even sure why I put it in there to begin with, but essentially that's what you're going to be getting if you decide to purchase this product here. Get the box off to the side. Now, the Felo, the Ergonic K here, the actual screwdriver itself, you can get it in a couple of configurations. You can get it as just kind of this bare tool here. It's pretty reasonably priced, if I remember correctly. I think KC Tool may have it for like the $30 range. So you can get it like that. You can get it in a pouch like this, where you get some, obviously this is like a holster kind of pouch thing that you can put on your waistband and around your belt, something like that. And then they actually offer like a box set where they include some extra bits, I believe some sockets or some additional nut drivers, some different things like that. So you kind of have a wide variety there. The other two sets, this and then the boxed kind of case set, is, I think all of that's north or $100 or north thereof. So something to keep in mind. But we're going to just kind of jump in here on the actual pouch itself. And I think this is kind of where I actually ran into a lot of the things that I kind of dislike with this. So looking at the pouch here, it doesn't look horrible, but it is fairly large. It's a pretty big pouch. Putting it on your belt here with this included loop on the back, you can tuck it in there behind this belt clip or this pocket clip here. And it just, due to the size and everything, it's not super comfortable. It's kind of in the way. It's not ideal. I didn't care for that. Now, in the pocket, this actually worked pretty good. Obviously, this pocket clip has kind of, the pocket clip itself has some strength to it, but because it's mounted to the actual belt clip as well, it kind of has a little bit of like overall slop. And I could see this falling out or coming off of your, your belt or your pocket, wherever you were to place that. So not bad, but definitely could be improved. And honestly, I almost think I would rather them take the belt clip or the belt loop, off and just leave a like permanently mounted clip on there. I think that would actually work better. So there's that. The Velcro on this is not very good. I had issues with this staying closed. It was constantly flipping open. And it's hard to actually get very much actual Velcro to attach when the screwdriver is in the pouch itself. It's just such a large screwdriver that when this comes down, you're only getting a little bit on the front end there attaching. You're missing out on all of that Velcro. It is just not reaching. So it's easy for that to pop open, and it honestly just doesn't feel like it's super high quality Velcro. I would assume it's not brand name, so it's not hook and, I should start saying hook and loop, but I don't think it's actual brand name Velcro. Same with these. These popped open. It was really bad in the beginning. It seems like it's gotten a little bit better on these actual bit holding sections. But if you're not careful and you're not paying attention, like if this is on your pocket or on your belt or something, and you use something, you put it back, you go to close this. If you don't really like pinch it down, it will flop open really easy. Now, I don't think these are likely to fall out, but these are just held in via like an elastic loop, so it is certainly possible. These are held in, the nut sets, very loosely. Again, it's kind of a like a loop here. This one stays nice and secured, the large one. This one on the end, though, is pretty loose on mine, so another kind of point of concern there. So, I mean, some kind of just odd ways of doing it. And these just kind of end up getting pushed up and all kinds of weird stuff. So you can kind of see how that works there. But it's not the worst thing in the world. The screwdriver is so large that they've got this kind of cutout in the bottom. So, it works, but it is just not my favorite thing. And not something that I would personally choose to carry on my side every day. So that's kind of one of my big knocks, is just this actual pouch setup. Now, before we jump away, the actual bits themselves, they seem high quality. A month of use really isn't enough time to, probably prove much, but these seem like they're good bits. I think they're made by Felo. You can kind of see there's very, very minimal wear, if any, on the Phillips 2 here, which is probably the one I ended up using the most this last month. So they seem good. They seem pretty high quality, no issues there. And then the actual selection of bits is pretty solid. I would prefer, if they're shipping the US, like Posi Drive is not as used here, so something like Square would probably be preferred, or Hex or something like that. But it's a pretty good selection, and obviously you could swap these out for other bits if you wanted to. So there's that. Get that out of the way. Now onto the actual screwdriver itself. This is, again, the Felo Ergonic. This is the K style. I'm not as familiar with the Felo catalog, but I'll tell you this ergonic handle is phenomenal. It fits my hand incredibly well. It's a very nice grip. This is very, like, a nice textured, some sort of rubber or something like that. And up here, where it's actually pretty thick, it is very soft. And, I mean, you can actually, squeeze that really good. So, no issues with slipping, especially with, like, wet or oily hands. I couldn't imagine you having too many issues. And then if you're really trying to torque on something, you can get a really good solid grip on there, bite down on that, and you're not going to have any issues. So the actual handle itself is great. I really like it. Moving on up, here is your, this is kind of a multi-position head here. You can see all the different angles. That's super nice. I actually like the stopping points. They were handy. And this locks up fairly well, like the actual back and forth of it. It's really pretty tight. It's not bad. This actual button, though, for making that adjustment is really large. Now, while it's nice for actually pressing and making that adjustment, I had multiple occasions where I was running into stuff with that as I was trying to use the screwdriver. Now, obviously, this being a ratcheting, you can get away with it a little bit more because you can kind of position this out of the way and then use the ratcheting function, right? Sure, certainly, but there's a few times I needed to lock it out. I was really happy to have that feature, and then that was actually, grabbing and getting in the way. So, just something to be aware of. It is fairly large. I'm not sure it needs to be that large. I'm sure Felo could design something that's, a little bit more streamlined, but it is what it is. So, not my favorite right there. Moving farther up, the actual ratcheting portion here. The ratcheting is good. It's not phenomenal. I would say, if you saw my other video comparing the Vera Zyklop Pocket, actually, let me just grab it real quick. I got it nearby here. So this tool here, comparing these two ratchet-wise, they're very similar. I would say, I'm just going to do this. Don't get too mad. So, very similar in terms of sound, feel. They're smooth. And you have, pretty minute degrees there. I don't know exactly, so don't quote me on that. But maybe the Vera, has a slightly better return angle there. I'm not sure, but very smooth. I will say that both of these experience some back drag, and you certainly notice it when you're starting screws and a lot of materials. It clears up pretty quick. You start to set the screw, and you usually overcome that, and then you have no issues with the ratcheting function. But there is back drag there, so don't expect to take a screw, especially one that you've pulled out for like a maintenance reason or something, and it's not like you're driving it into a fresh piece of wood or something like that. If it's already had a hole there and you're going back into the material, you are definitely going to have to probably lock this out and get it started, which is fine. I'm super glad they have the lockout feature just for that reason. And then you can switch over to your ratcheting and away you go. So no real knocks against the ratchet other than there is some back drag. So the actual locking portion here is nice. I'm glad they included the locking portion. That was one of my cons with the Vera, is the magnet was fine for the most part and I didn't have too many issues, but peace of mind, and then in some situations I would definitely prefer to have an actual locking bit holder. So this was nice. At first it started out feeling really kind of gritty and it was stiff. I was kind of worried about it, and after some use it has actually broken in quite nicely. Locks in there pretty good. There's no real movement of the actual bit. Now, where there is some movement, you can see it dancing there. So check that out. Now that is a combination of the actual movement. There's some slop in the actual ratcheting mechanism, I'm assuming, in here. Kind of this, I guess you'd call it the headpiece here, where that's all mounted into the body. So there's movement there. You can see that. Sorry, we'll get back on camera here. So you can see that there. And then there's some actual movement in this joint in here going on. And it's less, but, well, here's a good side to side. You can kind of see that opening up. So combine it all together and you get a pretty good solid little dance here. Let me hold it really pretty good, especially when extended out here like that. Now, little 1/4 inch bit or something like that, it's going to be very, minute. And honestly, on some level, just due to the cost, especially as a pouched set, I don't care for that. It bothers me that there's that much slop, and you would, it's a good tool. I don't think this is a bad tool, but you would think that slop could be easily cleared up. In actual practical use, did it ever like cause any issues? Not for me. I didn't have any situations where it was excessive enough that I felt like it was a detriment. It was noticeable a couple times, but honestly, for the most part, I kind of ignored it, and it kind of was kind of a non-issue for me. So other than wanting it to be really tight and really precise, given the price of the tool and everything. So, but again, you pick this up for bare tool like this for around $30. This is, probably a really, really solid investment at that point, especially if you like the Felo, the handles. This whole mechanism in here seems extremely robust. I don't see that breaking anytime soon. And then the ratcheting mechanism, I would assume, is the same. Feels robust. I couldn't imagine that being something that's easily destroyed. So, and just to show you, there is play like in the Vera as well. And you can see that there, and that's all made up in the actual ratcheting mechanism. I think it's slightly less than the Felo because you're not getting the joint movement in the actual head portion because of the way this is designed. This doesn't have any movement side to side with this. This is very good. It is very solid, but you definitely you can see it opening up there. That movement there in the actual ratcheting head. So just wanted to point that out. It's not just a Felo issue. And it would be kind of interesting. I don't have any other ratcheting screwdrivers at the moment, but it would be kind of interesting to take a look and see how many of them have issues like that. So we'll kick that up here just to stay focused. So overall thoughts, pros and cons, I kind of laid it out. This, not a fan of it. The bits that are included are solid. They seem like they're decent quality, and I have no real issues with that. You're getting 3 nut sets. It's great. And then I have 12 actual bits, and they're like a 2-inch bit. So all good stuff there. They seem like quality items. The pouch itself, not a fan of. So for that reason alone, I probably would not purchase this again and use it I wouldn't purchase it as a pouch. As a case or as an individual tool, I may consider that, especially if you have a situation where you're going to set the case and you know you just need easy access to kind of a wide variety of things. It could be super handy. This tool can do a lot. Again, it's very well built, it's robust, so I don't think you're going to break it anytime soon if you're using it in, you know, most typical use cases. But as the pouch, not a fan. So for me, I'm probably going to keep wearing something like this. It's just smaller. This pouch works better. This has its own issues. If you would like to see those, watch my other video, but it's not perfect. It's not ideal either. So the tool itself, again, I don't mind. I think this is pretty solid. I would purchase this maybe like this. If I need a tool, or I need a ratcheting screwdriver with a little bit more flexibility, the ability to change the head angle here, and I want something that feels full size too. That's the other thing to kind of note. This doesn't feel like a compact, and it obviously isn't. It's not a compact solution. The Vera, it's pretty small. It's not overly small, but it's definitely more of a compact tool there. This feels like you're picking up an actual screwdriver. It feels full size. The handle is phenomenal. I had other people use it as well, and they really like the handle as well. So all good stuff there. The slop and some of those other issues, not a fan. So Felo Ergonic K, that is it in a nutshell. Should you guys buy it? Should you not? You know, I think as an individual tool, again, or as a case set, if you know where you're going to set that case, go for it. I don't think you're going to be too upset. You're getting a really solid tool. I think they warranty, yeah, it's 15 years according to the box. So there it is, 15-year warranty on the tool. So that's, you know, that's something alone. That's a long time to be using something like that. So as a pouch set, I am not going to recommend it. But you guys let me know, have you guys used the Felo Ergonic K, or, you know, maybe the Vera, anything like that? Or do you have a favorite ratcheting screwdriver? I would love to hear from you all. Again, I've been enjoying replying and interacting with you guys in the comment section a lot. It's honestly one of the most fun parts of doing this channel. So I really appreciate the engagement. It obviously helps the channel, but just even on a personal level, it's been a lot of fun, and I learn a lot from all of you. There's a lot of super great people out there that have a lot of knowledge who are willing to share it, and that's awesome. So let me know what you guys think. If you have any comments, questions, anything like that, obviously please drop them in the comment section. And if you're feeling, you know, maybe a little extra kind today, please hit that subscribe button. We will be doing more and more stuff. I kind of had a little bit of a delay there. We had some nice fun sicknesses, all the flu stuff going through the family, and so that took us off the radar there for a little bit. But we will be getting more tools coming out. I've got a bunch of like 1-year reviews planned out for this following year. A bunch of tools that I've been using for, again, a full year at least, and super excited to get that out there as well. So appreciate everyone. You guys have a good rest of your week, and I'll catch you in the next one.